a very long time, and we've come out in a different galaxy than what I'm used to. I do have a cloak on, and the cloak is to make sure that I have all the nutrients and everything and the oxygen levels that I need for my body in this galaxy. I can't determine where we are. Gilly, are we out in space? No. So we're going through a planet right now? Or is it a wormhole? It's a portal. So it's different than a wormhole. Yes. Okay. Normally portals are faster than this. We going into a different dimension? Yes. That's what it is. Okay. Alrighty. There's movement, air movement's faster now, so I think we're coming out of it. We're going through some turbulence. Good grief, it feels like we're just going down, 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 down. Okay, I think it's one of those interdimensional spaces like we went through before. You explained it. I think that's where I'm at, and I don't remember the proper terminology for it. Okay, Gilly. We're not moving anymore. Oh! Metal door is split open and there's this huge light. Where the heck are we? I don't have a clue. Oh my goodness, the light is so bright. Gilly's going into it. I can't see anything. I've got to keep my eyes closed. It's too bright. Oh. The door just closed behind us. Gilly, are we in a ship? Yes. Commander Zillion. Namaste. Namaste. I am sorry that the light is so bright for you, Karen. Namaste, Mark.
Namaste, Commander Zillion.
Oh, I'm getting a hug. Thank you. The team that's with him just backed away like he hugged her.
Yeah. Commander Zillion, as Karen and I were discussing a moment ago, I'm looking forward to working with you and your biosphere technology that you have worked so hard for here on the service of Terra and with the Anshaw. So to transform the agricultural industry and more here on Terra. I'm looking forward to that. And as you know, the energy of the White Mountains, where I will be, and beyond that, will be a perfect place for that to be done, and far more.
Yes, Mark. Thank you. I want to interject here and let everybody know that we are referring to last month's show where we went to a lab that Commander Zillion's teams are working with, and they have created a garden of food that the energy and the vibration is so high that it is sourcing the reptilians are freeing themselves, this rebel group that Commander Zillion leads, they are finding that the energy source of this food is far greater than ever tasted. Loosh is the negative energy that they feed off of from humanoid type species. And they are finding that it is sourcing them. They are more joyful. They have, they're starting to feel and understand love. It is literally shifting their DNA to be utilizing this vibrancy from this food. And all of his team excited, and they all want to partake in this. They are feeling can create this energy source from food. It will end all need to kill another species for food, for all beings. That is the intent, and that's what Mark is referring to in this conversation. So please listen to that show. It's and help us envision it into being, because it was phenomenal to see the energy value. Even the Inner Earth group was so excited, and they already have a system like that. But this energy was far greater than their system that they're currently using. Well said, Karen. Thank you for explaining that. We have more to show you. Commander Zillion, where the heck am I? What dimensionality are we in? It is a dimension that we have come to as the reptilian rebels, that you like to call us. And it is a safe, sacred space that we have created our home environments in. We have not brought you here before because we didn't want it known. We have determined how to make this safe and sacred and maintain the structure of it so that it cannot be interfered with and harmed with. And the other thing that the cloak did was it scrambled where you were headed, so nobody could follow this conversation and determine where you are. They would not be able to get the light codes of the dimensionality that you're in and where you're at this moment. So we had to create that technology before we could bring you here to keep this environment safe and sacred for our groups. We are grateful for that, and we thank you for that. I would never want to do anything to harm your groups. We know you and Mark are here to support us fully and wish nothing else than love for our groups. That is true. That is very accurate. Okay.
Right.
All right. So, you're going to give me some kind of glasses because the light is so bright. It is what we need. Just for everyone listening, this species needs the warmth and the heat. And so it's why I usually don't go into their quarters or where they live, because of the heat and the moisture and the environment needed for this species to survive. It's why they usually, shrink wrap device. Why they usually shrink wrap me. So here we go. I'm going into this elevator, and it's just a cold, cold, cold mist that comes around me. And then it's vacuum sealed. Okay. All right. Now I can see. Yay. Okay, I just stepped out of the elevator. And Commander Zillion is asking me to follow him. I'm down a corridor. What's weird is now the corridor is dark. It's very strange. And we like darkness too. Understood. So, we're still walking down. He has to keep waiting for me because he takes one step to my 10. It takes me longer to keep up with him. And where are we going? Wait, is this an auditorium? We just walked into a space. Is this a lab or an auditorium? It's a lab. Okay, then I need a clearer image of it because I can't quite get. I'm seeing here. It's almost like there's an arena in front of me, like an arena. Like I'm sitting in a stand and I'm looking down at a racetrack, something on that nature. What is this? Okay, I'm seeing reptilians come out in the center of this space, and I just need to see what they're doing. Oh, they're working with their children, like baby reptilians, children. They're in like a little tricycle. Wait for it. Commander Zillion just said. They're pedaling. Are they racing? They're racing on bicycles? Yes. He's smiling. It's this light energy, the light quotient food that they are creating is why Commander Zillion can now smile. It's literally, and they're vibrating at a much higher frequency with this food. So, exactly, Karen. We never played before. You would have never seen this kind of play before in our species. We didn't know what that was. That's how greatly this light quotient energy is affecting us. Those kids are playing and having fun and laughing. That has never existed before in my species. Wow. Yes, it's normal for humans to see this, but not my people. My people have never known this joy and fun and play. We've only known enslavement and servitude. We want you to see it because we want you to realize that if my species so greatly changes, think about your 100th monkey effect, that the more the reptilian species changes, it will affect our entire line of species, our entire, the entire species database, including the Dracos? Yes.
So, Commander Zillion, are you, how is your progress of spreading this throughout all of your cities? I think, what were you up to 25, was it, before? Or was 6 in another universe and the rest here in this universe? I think that was the number.
Right.
So do you have that in place in all of them?
Working on it. Remember, we are in a dimensionality that we have created our homes in. And this is our community. I'm sorry, I need to interject here. A thought just came in, Commander Zillion. We're not galaxy, though, are we? In this? I cannot answer that for you. Okay, understood. So wherever this home base is that you've created for your people, you've started it here. Is that what I'm understanding? Correct. Mark, we haven't taken it to the bases because there's many, many mixed species there. So it's not there yet. It is here in our community. Once it gets really secure here, we will start it in the bases as well.
Yeah, because I remember how you said that technology can be modified for each planet. It can be terraformed for each planet or in a galaxy where you want to bring that technology, agricultural technology, to. So I found that very interesting, and I love that aspect of it.
Yes, and we're not anywhere close to that happening yet. But you, of all people, know and understand how energy works, and
yes,
we can get to the point where that extrapolates up very quickly, and we can create it into being overnight when there's the right flow of intentionality and creation. So, onward. Okay, he's leading me out of this location and taking me down another hallway. It's so strange. These things are so tall. It's almost I'm trying to think of the right word for it. I don't know that there is a right word for it. They're very, very, very high but narrow hallways for them to go through. I'm like a midget in this hallway. My 5-foot structure is like teeny tiny. I have to be careful one of them don't step on me. Yeah, I feel like I'm almost in a giant world, but not that much. I mean, these guys are 10, 12 feet tall. 13, 14, I guess 10 to 14 feet tall. So it's not like a giant that's 25 feet or 50. Some of those giants were. Okay, now we're coming out into another room. Living quarters building, right? And like almost like an apartment complex kind of thing. Is that what you would consider this? Community center. Okay, all right. A YMCA? He's laughing. You know what a YMCA is? Yes, I do. NCA. Okay. Uh, the kids are doing visual learning and they're working with levers in the right, like they're side, um, like a star shape into one place and a triangular shape in another place and a round circle in another place, and they're matching spatial images with each other. And this is all new as well? Yes. So basically, this is like a school, really. Yes, that would probably be more accurate. But then it's a mixture of a school and a Y and a community center. It's all of the above, actually. And this is something you didn't do before either. No, no. We were told what to do. We were taken to a facility and given a job that didn't allow us to think or create or analyze or determine for ourselves what the answer was. We were never taught to do that. These children are a new generation that are being taught to analyze and evaluate. Come to the next room. Okay? The next room. This is my favorite room. This was inspired by you two and the other humans I've met. Oh, are they reading? They're hearing stories. They're listening to stories that are teaching them emotions. They're laughing, they're crying, they're contemplating. Oh my goodness gracious. And this is a first too, isn't it? Yes. Yes. I didn't understand. Remember when we first met in 2011? I didn't know what love was. I didn't know what respect was. You taught me that. When you sat and listened to me and let go of your fear, you taught me what respect is. You respected me in that moment and listened to what I had to say. The next generation of our species will understand that all their lives. They won't have to wait and meet someone like you and Mark and the Andromeda Council to learn it. They will understand it from day one. I know this is hard for many of your listeners to hear, and they might think, well, what's the big deal? The big deal is this has never existed for my species. And it's so important right now. Everyone on Earth and everyone throughout this universe to respect and understand and listen to other races, species, beings, energy forms, and respect who they are and who they aren't, as you would say, Karen. We weren't someone who understood emotions, who were ever allowed to feel anything but fear. It saddens me to see what's going on in your planet right now. The beings, especially children, are being taught fear. Fear. Someone's going to make you sick. Fear. You can't touch that other child because you might get hurt. Fear. You guys are going backwards to where we were. And we're to where humanity was. And you to get through of this dichotomy, this is not my species is so thrilled and honored to finally understand what emotions feel like. Children, the last thing in the world we want is to see humanity end up where we were, as slaves to fear. This is why I felt it was so important for you to come here today, and why I asked the Andromeda Council to allow it. They felt it was important too, based on what they're seeing on Earth right now. Very important. Hold the field so that you do not end up where we were. Give us some more suggestions of what you mean by holding the field. Come, I have something else to show you. All right. Area. Scary thought, isn't it, Mark, that we would become a species.
I know. I mean, what's sickening is when I see my grandchildren having to wear masks when they're in school. That's just sickening.
And not to touch. They have died in midair. And my nephew's me. That just sickens me. That just is. That's communism in play, in taking over. Okay. We're in another room now. Children are raising their systems, and they're in and was this a competition that they were just in? Because they had like buzzers, like if you watch Jeopardy and there's a question asked, you hit the buzzer. That's what's going on. And they're doing like a high, hands together in the center, cheer kind of thing, and cheering and hugging. Again, Karen and their listeners, this has never happened in my species. You might want to know because it's so challenging for me. We weren't allowed to breed in a normal manner with any kind of effect. It was all done in labs. We had no touch, no connection as a species, and who were in enslavement to the Draco. None. These children are learning touch. They're learning camaraderie. They're learning teamwork. They're learning what is and collaboration. They are learning how to work. And we see your with we want you to know that this just sickens us because you helped us free ourselves and now you're becoming enslaved. Please, please know that we will support humanity in maintaining its freedom and its humanity. It concerns us greatly, and we will do everything. Most importantly, follow me. We went from children playing through this conversation, Mark. I feel so depressed at the moment. Not good. Oh, here we go. We're in another location. Oh, this is a room with analytics. It's computers. And I'm seeing charts of all kinds all over the place. And what he's pulling up a chart for me. We have been monitoring the progress that we are making here with how we are evolving as a species genetically, through our DNA, through the food sources, through the fun, through the play. And we are getting close to that 100th monkey standpoint that your world will understand. For everyone listening, if you don't know what the 100th monkey is, it's an experiment that was done with monkeys on an island. These monkeys were separated from the mainland, from its species on the mainland. They didn't have any connection with them. They taught them a behavior of how to get a behavior about eating, like a food source. And
I think it was the salt water from the ocean and getting a salty flavor on the food.
But how did that translate? Whatever the behavior was, what they started to notice is that the mainland monkeys were doing the same behavior, and they had never been taught it by humans. They didn't do any experiments on the mainland. And they couldn't understand how these monkeys who had not seen what they were working with on the island were doing the same behavior. And what they determined is that there is a connection, a mental connection, the same as the trees are all connected through the roots. We are all connected in the quantum field. So the behavior, once they got to like the 100th monkey, then all the monkeys knew the behavior. And they were doing it on the mainland in the same way that they had taught those on the island, without ever being shown it. It was just something that was innately, intuitively, through osmosis almost, went into the monkeys on the mainland. And that's why it's called the 100th monkey effect. So, Commander Zillion, back to that. It's exactly what's happening for us. We have been monitoring. As you asked, Mark, was this going on in the labs? No, we're not training the labs, but people are already starting the behavior because we're doing it here in this dimension.
Yeah. Now, I'd like an update because I know Light Tower and you had gone together to how you could co-create and they would support your work, which would then support the rest of it. Is there anything you'd like to share from that?
Not at this time. I want to complete
Okay.
this conversation first.
Okay.
So we are finding these to be effective in other dimensions. On some of the bases, we are getting the same reaction. And why this is so important and so significant, why I want so much for you guys to see this and understand it. Once it starts, that talk about that flow that we mentioned before, as it starts to flow outside, as we get to that 100th monkey, whatever that magic number is for our species, and it starts to become unnatural for all these other groups, it will start to amplify itself at the nth degree, and it will start to hit and just like be a domino effect, where you hit one and it just boom, 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 boom. Goes all throughout the galaxies, all throughout the universes, and most importantly, to Earth as well. Once it shifts the Dracos, there will be opportunities to shift what's happening in your world. It's already in play. Just know, please know, it's already in play. And this is a major way that we are supporting humanity right now. By evolving our species, we will evolve the potentials and possibilities on your planet. And the very beings who are creating limitations will shift. And that's huge. That's huge. So you ask what we're doing. That's it. And we want to remind all of you, the same thing happens for humanity. You evolve yourself as you grow, as you evolve, as you change, as you morph, as you choose love over and over and over, as you choose fun and play, as you choose vibrant health, as you choose all the things that are of a higher vibration, you become a domino effect and help the entire Earth shift. And we want to remind you of that important piece today. It's very, very important with what's going on your planet, that you know that you have the same ability to change. Even though you don't have this particular liquid at this time, this light quotient, you can pray over your food and raise the vibration of it. You can raise the vibration of yourself every day. You can assist yourselves in the same manners that we are assisting ourselves and all galaxies and universes. You have that ability. Any questions about this conversation?
Yes, I can see how this can transform a carnivorous species, race, animal, what have you, so that they become vegetarian much easier. And I just love that and see the transformation as you have been sharing with us today. It's a beautiful thing to see.
Yes. And there is a term that your listeners should learn. It's called Lightarians. Lightarians are those who feed on light. And it is our hope that we will get this light quotient to a place where everyone feeds on light, which is what light tower or light beam. Anybody who listened to last month, I came up with the name Light Beam for this beautiful, beautiful light being. And then I started calling him Light Tower. And I was so disappointed in myself because light beam is a much better word to describe his energy. So light beam species are Lightarians, aren't they, Commander Z? Yes, they are. They're Lightarians. They live and feed off of light. That's why they were so amazed that we were able to capture a similar quality of light quotient energy that they had already been utilizing. So yes, now that leads me into your question, Mark, about how we are doing with our work with Light Beam. As promised, he stayed and he worked with us, and we have connected to others of his species. They were thrilled. They are thrilled to support us. We have a very good interplay, collaboration going on between our labs and them. They are helping with some of our other labs as well. And we feel once again that this is going to be one of those synergistic opportunities that expands exponentially. And it will be a domino effect that will just like be a huge wave that will go through all of our systems and structures and bases and the Andromeda Council and Inner Earth and all other locations of the beings that we're working with. We're working with other councils. We're working with the Galactic Federation of Light Council as well. So we have been, the Andromeda Council has shared our work with many other sources, and we are connected in many ways. It's beyond what I ever fathomed as possible for my teams and our work, far beyond. And I have the two of you to thank for that, as well as many others. And so, Mark, our work with Light Beam and their people are great. It's greatly being amplified and expanded for the greater good of all. Thank you both for being a part of this amazing creation and collaboration. We have created quite a coalition amongst many, many, many species. And that will evolve this universe as well as others. So hold on to those thoughts while you're going through what you're going through on your planet. The old energy is falling apart. It's breaking down the old ways, the old systems. And it's desperately trying to cling on to hold on to its last opportunities of control, power, and manipulation and enslavement. But stand strong. We are standing strong with you, and it will shift the same as it has for us. We need to end this tyranny once and for all.
Right. Yeah. What I'm looking forward to seeing is that you'll be able to utilize this technology, terraformed, for all of your cities, all of your locations, as well as all other locations in which are humanoid species, are Earth, those are Earth human or Terran DNA humanoid species, that colonies that are around, for them to also have this technology as well, so they can be assisted with what you are sharing today.
Thank you for holding that intent with us. That is our intent, and we thank you for expanding it for us, holding that image, holding that value, holding that intent, and speaking it so well for your listeners to join us as well and join in that prayer of creation. Thank you. With that, it is time to end the meeting today. I thank you both for being here, as always. And it is an honor and a joy and a delight to share how many changes are happening. And we just want humanity to know that we honor you, we respect you, we wish to work with you, and we are doing everything possible to evolve with you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Commander.
Yeah.
Namaste.
Yeah.
All right. With that, someone else is going to walk me back to Gilly as the commander takes his leave. And I want to share with everyone that Mark's information is in the show notes of how to contact him and what his work is about. Mine, there's a link to the YouTube channel, to my website, and the journey work that I can do to support you, or self-empowerment coaching, whatever the case may be. Please like the videos. We want to expand our base of listeners and expand the knowledge of what's going on in different dimensions and universes and with different species. So important for us to get to know our neighbors. So please share and like and subscribe back and be with us again next month. So with that, we take our leave to say amen. Aho. Goodbye, everyone. We'll see you next
Namaste,
month.
everyone. Yeah. Namaste, everyone. Love, light, and blessings to all. See you next month.